What's on y'all niggas' minds?
Fight Club 25, we in here. We want to talk about Timothy Desert Storm Bradley, man. Timothy Bradley has not been calling out Al Haymon, Premier Boxing Champion fighters, and Premier Boxing Champion fighters who fight under Al Haymon have not been calling him out as well. None of this makes sense to me now that they are doing business. Let me just start off by saying this. Timothy Bradley, I can't take nothing from him, man. Timothy Bradley once held the WBC 140-pound title twice. At that same weight class, he held the WBO belt. Since moving up to 147, he had the WBO strap twice, making him a 5-time world champion in 2 different weight classes. He fought Manny Pacquiao, outboxed Juan Manuel Marquez, had a Rocky Balboa-type moment when he defeated Provodnikov. He beat Lamar Peterson, Devin Alexander, Kendall Holt, just to name a few. So why, now that negotiations is happening between Bob Arum and Al Haymon, why are you not calling these dudes out? And why are those dudes not calling him out? I don't get it, man. I don't get that. I don't understand it. Timothy Bradley and Keith Thurman, they had beef. They were going back and forth in interviews, talking reckless about each other. And Timothy Bradley doesn't even have to start at the top, man. You don't have to start at the top with Keith Thurman. You got Adrian Broner over there, man. Adrian Broner is food, man. He right for the taking. You got Amir Khan. Amir Khan is food over there, bro. You can go over there and fight Amir Khan. Danny Garcia, we would love to see Timothy Bradley versus Danny Garcia. I used to play that on Fight Night Champion, man. I had a Danny Garcia created player that I downloaded, man. I used to have him fighting Timothy Bradley back when Fight Night Champion was popping back in 2011, man. They need to come out with another Fight Night, bro. That's the video game for those who don't know. But yeah, he needs to start calling these guys out, man. And Kell Brook, now see, this is the funny thing, man. Kell Brook is with Eddie Hearn, Matchroom. The general consensus was that Kell Brook ducked Timothy Bradley. I do not agree with this, and I'm going to tell you why. Eddie Hearn said this out of his own mouth, man. He said this out of his own mouth. He said that Bob Arum would have tied Kell Brook up into a bundle of options when at the time they had a shot at the final eliminator to become a mandatory for the IBF strap. And as you all know, Kell Brook went on, fought Sean Porter, and captured the IBF strap. So they took an easier route to get a belt. Not easier fight-wise, but easier negotiation-wise. And I'm going to tell you why I believe that excuse that Eddie Hearn gave. Because there's no way that Bob Arum is letting that WBO belt venture too far away from Top Rank, man. I just don't see it, and I don't believe it, man. So when he says that they would have tied Kell Brook up into all kinds of stuff, I believe that, man. Look at Jesse Vargas and Kell Brook. They were supposed to fight. That fell through. They're not letting that WBO strap go too far from Top Rank, man. And with that being said, I don't even care if Timothy Bradley fights for that WBO belt with another Top Rank fighter. I don't want to see none of those recycled fights, man. I don't want to see any of that, man. I want him to start calling these Al Haymon boys out. The rumor right now is that Timothy Bradley might be facing Miguel Cotto. Miguel Cotto was in negotiations with Juan Manuel Marquez, but that fell through because Cotto wanted a catchweight, Marquez wasn't having it, and negotiations fell through. So now they're talking about Tim Bradley. That's pure rumor and speculation. So I don't know if that's even real, but that's just rumors, man. Little rumblings in the street, you dig? But Tim Bradley needs to start calling these guys out, and they need to start calling him out. Because when you think of the welterweight division, you think of Keith Thurman, you think of Sean Porter, you think of Kell Brook, and you also think of Timothy Bradley, man. You can't bring up those guys without mentioning Tim Bradley. So with all that being said, man, Tim Bradley needs to go over there, man. He needs to start making a push for those fights and their big money fights. So I don't see what the holdup is. But salute to the boy Timothy Bradley. He did his thing. But you know, as a fan of this, as a fan of boxing, man, those are the fights I want to see, man. Tim Bradley versus Thurman. Tim Bradley versus Garcia, man. Fight Club 25, man. Subscribe.